If a little green is good, more is even better. Now, back to Green is Good with John Shigarian and Mike Brady.
Welcome back to Green is Good, and Mike and I are so excited today to have another amazing entrepreneur on the show. We have Ross McRoy from Fitzgerald, Georgia. Ross, welcome to Green is Good. You're the founder and the president of Enviro-Log. Ross, welcome, and tell us a little bit what you're doing with Enviro-Log and how you even came up with this concept.
All right, John, I appreciate that. Enviro-Log was founded in 2004, and we are a very innovative green products company and do a little recycling. We take wax cardboard, which everybody is familiar with because all their food is delivered to the grocery stores in it. Historically, the wax cardboard has always gone into the landfill, and we're the first company actually to put in place a sustainable business model that removes it from the landfill, converts it to a fire log that consumers can burn in their fireplace and reduce their dependence on fossil fuels.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. And, you know, we have a lot of entrepreneurs besides a lot of environmental people out there that listen to Green is Good. But wait a second, 2004, that was only 6 years ago. What were you doing before, and what made you come up with this concept?
Well, I did a little alternative energy work and got asked to write a business plan associated with the concept of taking the wax out of the landfill. And once I wrote the business plan, I got kind of excited about it and got more involved. The next thing I know, I'm championing all the investment and bringing the product to market.
Okay, so now you came up with the concept, you wrote the business plan in 2004, and to just give us the need, like tell us what the real need is, like how many millions of pounds every year of this wax cardboard was being thrown into landfills every year?
Oh, millions and billions of pounds.
Millions of pounds. So this was going into the landfills, clogging up our landfill system, and you have now one of the first and great uses of it on your hands. So how long did it take you to develop the product and bring it to market?
It took about 8 months.
8 months.
It was an existing technology that we acquired, and then we commercialized it, figured out where it fit in the marketplace, and packaged it up and put it in front of consumers and asked them if they liked it, and they loved it, and we're in business. Okay,
so you started selling it in 8 months after you came up with it, and how's it gone over the last 6 years? What is that the only product you have, and how are the sales going?
No, we've developed other products. We're in developing a new fire log that burns longer. We're hoping to bring out in this year on a trial basis. We have a eco-friendly ethanol-based fire starter gel that's made with sugarcane and corn-based, and it'll be a very unique product also. We also have eco-friendly wax starters that we sell on our internet site right now. That's been a big seller for us. And we brought it out this year on a small scale, and next year we'll roll it out to the masses. And then we sell various pack sizes to different customers of our 5-pound fire log, which is the industry standard, and we do a 3-pound fire log, which is a very unique product for us. Burns the longest in the marketplace, and it's great for outdoors and going camping.
So you're saying your product, are you one of the largest then recyclers of wax cardboard in the United States?
Yes, we are. We are the largest.
So how much of this cardboard do you recycle now annually?
We're growing by multiple, probably 20, 30, 40% a year.
Right.
As we partner with grocery chains that learn more about our sustainable business model.
Sure.
They love it.
Sure.
So we're practically doubling. We're probably in the 15 to 20,000 ton range right now, and we're hoping to be able to take more as the fire logs sell, and we continue to grow the fire log market. The demand for us to move more wax comes in place.
So instead of throwing this stuff into the landfill, you're making something really positive that we all need or all want to use anyway out of it. And so the environment wins and the landfill wins, and you have a great company under you. But wait a second now. Explain this to me. How are your logs, though, so our listeners understand, and Mike and I understand, how are they different from regular logs that we go down a store and buy now in terms of environmentally friendly and sustainable practices?
Well, that's a good question. The nice thing about Enviro-Log is not only can you use it just like a traditional fire log that you've been used to, what we call the wax-based traditional fire log that you've seen for the last 40 years. You can also use us in a wood stove. You can cook with us. You can take it camping. Your kids can, roast marshmallows over it. So we're really the ultimate wood substitute.
Even for pizza ovens and things of that such.
We actually have customers that actually use the product as a supplement heat for their restaurants. That is correct. Pizza ovens.
You know what's really cool too, Ross? Pardon me. I'm on your website right now, which if our listeners want to follow along right now, I really suggest they go to. It's www.enviro-log.net. Enviro-log.net. And I'm looking at some of the other differences too about your logs. Here in the Central Valley in California, we have wood burning restrictions. So non-wood, we're asked to burn cleanly sometimes when there's restrictions, and that would be perfect for your product here that produces 80% less carbon dioxide, 30% less emissions overall. What I really love, anybody that's ever had to sweep out a fireplace is going to love the fact that there's 86% less creosote. But as you mentioned, it can be used in wood stoves. The very cool thing that I'm finding about your product from your wonderful website here is that you can burn these logs, your Enviro-Logs, with wood logs at the same time, which with a lot of manufactured logs, you cannot do that, and you can also burn more than one at a time.
Yep, we're the ultimate wood substitute. There's another thing that we just finished some testing there, Mike, on greenhouse gases. That's a big bullet out there. People are becoming more and more aware of what greenhouse gases are. We tested recently against wood in both the fireplace and the wood stove, and we were found to be 12 to 30% lower greenhouse gases, not to mention the emissions you just read off, but we're significantly less in a greenhouse gas. So anytime somebody has to make a decision to build a fire, when they burn us, they're helping the environment greater than they originally thought.
And 100% of your product is made from recycled products. So
that's right. So the retailers that need the wax box to move the perishable goods to the market, divert it to us, they are also reducing their carbon footprint, which is important to them. So
tell us how you start. So entrepreneurs out there and other people who want to get some of President Obama's $60 billion in stimulus and go create a green business that are listening right now, tell us how you start. Like, where did you start selling when you started selling, and where are your logs now sold?
Well, we're sold nationally. Through several channels. We're also sold in Canada, Walmart, and Canadian Tire. In the U.S., we're in the Home Depots and the Kmarts and the Sears and traditional fire log outlets.
Really? So you're in all the biggest brands across America, Home Depot, Sears, Kmart, etc.?
Yes, sir.
Wow. And so what's the goal here? Where else are you selling these internationally? Do you have competition since you started this? What's going on? Explain that to us, Ross.
Well, we do have to be aware of the competition. They're a good product. They continue to make innovations. We are, we're already green. We're just becoming greener. They're learning how to become green. So we are really beginning to chip away at the environmental elements that the customers are interested in. The retailers are learning what green really means because it's never been defined before. And we're part of that process of educating them. We sell to state parks, camping, C-stores. Those types of outlets also are very promising for the product.
Beautiful. And now, do you also are you selling internationally yet?
We are exploring that this year. We have been approached by some European Union style companies on bringing our product in because they still use a lot of wood products in their home heating. They're a little different in U.S. It's real dependent on natural gas and other fossil fuels. There's a big component of biomass, wood being the. So they've come to us and said, you guys are cleaner than wood. We would like to put you in some very dense populated areas. Can we work together? So we're exploring that. I think it's exciting.
How about in Asia? Is there anything you're selling any over in Asia yet?
There's a couple companies that have approached us. Korea is a big one. We do things differently in the United States. Our products are usually bigger, So we have to kind of scale back to fit that market, but there's great interest. We've got an inquiry, a substantial inquiry from the Asian market right now on our products. So yeah, I think we're becoming very, very on an international level not known. So we were excited.
So when you say your product is actually good to the earth and to the environment for many reasons. A, you're saving trees by not by people burning your product instead of wood burning wood logs. We're saving trees. Then we're saving the landfills from unnecessary waste, and then you're recycling that product, and then it's emitting less air pollution when they're burning. So, I mean, is this not like one of those 3 or 4 or 5 time win? And now you have a company that's also making a profit.
You missed. We heat the home, so you don't have to buy as much energy if you choose to make a fire. We're more efficient in the fireplace because you build the fire. So
wow.
We have a lot of those attributes, and we're great for homeowners that want to get away from the single log in the fireplace and build a real fire. So
then when you started the company, what was your dream back then in 2004, and how close are you to your dream? And then today, where is your goals from here on out?
Well, your goals always change when you work for yourself,
right,
as an entrepreneur.
Right.
You get started, you don't really know. And that probably makes you very effective because you don't have any barriers when you think, because you don't have any experience. So everything's you don't understand, so you just keep challenging. So now I think going international, bringing new products in for customers, developing our eco brand, our Enviro-Log brand, and continue to put it in front of customers and educate them on the difference is where we're at now. It's pretty exciting, getting a chance to be on a radio show like yours and tell people about our product and just brag a little bit.
And right now, I mean, if you have a percentage of the marketplace in the United States, well, how far can you take this? How big can you grow the company? Is my.
I'd like to see every household in America choose an Enviro-Log over a piece of wood.
Gotcha. That's a great goal. Now, when you've gone, when you started showing up with your product to walk the people out there that always have the new idea that sometimes get their doors slammed in their face and things of that such. When you started taking your log over to some of the bigger brands that you mentioned earlier, such as Home Depot or Sears, how was it originally received, and how was the beginning of the sales cycle here?
Well, I'll tell you just, because I know there's a lot of people listening that probably have great ideas and kind of scared to get out of the box and try something. The word no is very common. But when we first got started, John, we thought we would sell in the grocery industry because that's where all the wax boxes was.
Right.
So our whole mindset was we're going to go to grocery. The first people that picked us up was the hardware and mass merchants that loved the product, and the grocery stores were a little slower to understand the product and how it fits into their business model. Today, that story's not the same, but we were willing to make a decision so we could learn something and move forward. And that's the hardest part with entrepreneuring, is making a decision and be prepared to change direction on the instant.
Right.
Your product where it fits, and you don't have all the answers. So you got to get started and get the experience. Without experience, you can't answer anything.
How many employees do you have now?
We run about 25, and then when the season picks up, we'll bring another 18 to 30 on board.
And I take it your company's profitable?
We are.
That's great. And now you manufacture these logs in Georgia?
We do. We manufacture right here in Fitzgerald, Georgia. We're what they call a Tier 1 county, so we have high unemployment here in the state of Georgia. So our little factory puts a lot of good quality people to work. And
as far as we're concerned, if the president stopped by today, those would be real-life green-collar jobs, huh?
That would be exactly right.
Hey, it's so funny. When Mike and I started the show about a year ago, there would have been no guessing by us that Georgia would have been so well represented. But we've had at least 6 shows, including Chuck Lavelle, including Ovi Magelli, including the Director of Sustainability from the City of Atlanta. So many great green businesses and great green thinkers are coming out of Georgia. What gives over there?
They must be in the water. the South is not known to recycle. You would think this type of stuff would come out of the Northeast or Canada or Europe or something like that. Here we are in a state that does a very good job at promoting business recycling and things, and it fits.
Are you on a lot of very green companies or very green governments' radars? Like, do companies that promote themselves as being green, do they buy your products purposefully as a statement and talk about it? I mean, how many companies are you servicing besides the consumers out there?
We don't do a lot of business-to-business style with the product. We'd like to.
Okay.
Probably a lot more effort and footwork. We'd like to do some private label for those companies that want to establish themselves in a consumer market and have a green product that might be niche. Some of the larger distributors that cater to the smaller grocery chains that go into, every household of America.
Right.
I'd love to be working with them and establishing a distribution channel that's cost-effective that can get into the stores where they don't have a lot of shelf space.
Does it make sense, Ross? Are you always going to be producing these products in Fitzgerald, or are you going to one day also have to open up to meet the demand? Are you going to have to one day open up a facility in Asia and in Europe to meet the demands of those continents also?
I would love to be able to open up a plant in Europe.
Really?
In Asia.
That's great.
Australia, any of those areas. In South America is a big, they have a lot of wax boxes in South America also.
Mike and I know a thing or two about recycling. We're always fascinated when we have people on that are, recycling something that has historically, legacy, been thrown into the landfills, which no longer has to be. So as you grow, you're going to keep pulling this wax cardboard out of landfills. How do you get the product? What's the reverse logistic, and from how far of a region do you draw upon to bring the product back to Fitzgerald?
Well, it's not real. It's all about manufacturing efficiency. I'm going to touch on your factory. We do have a factory here in Georgia, but we're very cost competitive.
Okay.
We do a lot of backhauling. We have strong relationships with trucks that run up and down the road empty.
Okay.
So by us putting it on a truck that's running up the road empty, we're being business-wise on a cost basis, but also not adding anything to the environment. We're neutral. So because the truck's going back up the road.
That's right. How far of a region, though, do you draw upon from the landfills that you're pulling these boxes out of? Do you go as
we pull from Texas?
Yep.
Pulled material out of California. We've pulled material. We have partnerships. We have over 50 suppliers right now and growing. And we have done Maine. We work with New York, New Jersey, Chicago. Where people are, there's the cardboard box.
So explain to our listeners what you mean by 50 suppliers that are trying to reduce their environmental impact that you partner up with, so they understand.
If they go to a restaurant and pull a bag lettuce go to a restaurant and eat a salad,
yes,
or they go to a grocery store and buy a bag of lettuce,
right on.
More than likely that came in a wax box, and that wax box had to go somewhere. So we work with all of the major produce converters that shred the lettuce and prep the food for us to have the convenience at the store. They generate the wax box. The wax box is at the end of its journey, and they have two choices. They can either landfill it or recycle it. We have been working with them to recycle it. The grocery stores also the same. When they empty the box, the wax box then either has to go in the waste hauler or in the back of our truck. So we have two really different, distinct supply chains. The big giant produce producers for the retail market, and we have the grocery stores also.
Gotcha. So you're on both sides of the equation there, helping to make the world a better place. You're working with the producers of it, but then also the where it was ending up also at some point.
Yeah, we work with a lot of the produce guys, and we drive down their carbon footprint or their sustainability and increase their scorecards for their suppliers, because of all the retailers want to know how well the produce companies are doing. And they grade them. So there's some incentive being built into the system now that produce companies are looking for a little bit more waste reduction methods.
Got it.
We come along and we offer a full-scale recycling program to them, and we end up managing their cardboard. We help them figure out ways to get rid of their plastic in a productive way. We also recover their wax, and we've been very, very fortunate to continue to grow those channels of supply.
That's wonderful, and you're doing some great stuff, and we're so excited, and we're so thankful that Ross, you were able to spend some time with Mike and I today. We would like our listeners to learn who want to buy your product. Can they find the stores to buy it on close to them on your website?
Yes, they can. We are at the end of the season, tailing off the end of the season, but some of those retailers still have the product in stock.
You're a great entrepreneur, Ross, and you're very inspirational. We want our listeners to go to your website to learn more about your company and all the great things you're doing. That's Enviro-Log.net. Mike, you're on the site right now.
It is really cool. There's a store locator there by region, which is very cool. You can also shop online and get the full story on the manufacturer and how it's made and what you are doing by purchasing these Enviro-Log products to really help the environment and make a stand.
And Ross, we're so proud to have great entrepreneurs and visionaries who are doing really great things on Green is Good. And we just want to say thank you for being so helpful today and explaining it all. Thank you for being an inspiration. And thank you for not only talking a great talk, but walking a great walk. You are living proof, Ross McRoy, that green is good.